This video is brought to you in proud partnership between the following. All right, well, Alicia has already taken command of my video software here. She's
Might have found a new profession.
Yeah, she's making all the right clicks here to get us going. I'm like, yeah, take it away. Go ahead. Anyway, Stephen Cleveland with your communications committee, with your Alpa Kalitta Air communications committee, in the studio here with Alicia Lawrence, our manager of our crew resource department. We're closing in on a couple of the last items that we want to cover here. We're going to cover the bid sheets and bidding training and a couple other of things that we wanted to discuss before closing out the series. Alicia, take it away.
All right. So now that you've looked at the bid list, so you know if you're bidding a regular line, a training line, or not bidding because you have vacation, you've looked at the overview, so you've seen all of the credit and the work days. We looked at the lines and the trips. We're now getting ready to submit our bid. So we're going to go to bid sheet. This is going to have some information here. So it's going to have your name and your position, what fleet, and then your bid seniority. So again, as we talked about before, this bid seniority could be different than your normal seniority, or even the number of lines or the seniority number you were on the bid list, because you might have people senior to you that are doing training and vacation, so they're gonna come out of that.
Not everybody's available all the time.
Correct.
Right.
So like in this example, you were bid seniority number 104, but on the bid list you were number 95, because there are people senior to you taking vacation and CQ who are away. So always look at that bid list number.
Okay.
Another really important thing here is if you are due training, a lot of people don't remember to do this, but in a training month, you have to elect if you want to do your training on days on or days off. Right now, the company is really just doing all training on days on. So once you click that button, it'll be available to you if you're listed under the training section or the CQ section. If you click that button, then you will be able to submit your bid choices. If you don't click that button, it will tell you that no training lines are available. So that's probably one of the most common mistakes in emails I get. For people that are due training months, they'll say, I can't bid. It says there's no lines. And I immediately say, click that button. And then they're like, oh, it worked.
Now, this next line down here, it says, if you're available to work on days off, specifies which days. Now, is that field actually functional?
It is functional.
Okay, so you can put like 5th, 13th, whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
So this is where you can fill out those will fly days.
Okay.
Which we know sometimes is hard to know what days you're going to have off. But if you want to throw them in there, we can always, when we go through and flag you in Astro for will fly, we obviously don't flag you on days that you were awarded. So we will take care of that for you.
Yeah, and here's one thing to remember too. If you do select days that you're going to fly during your days off, keep your company phone on.
Yes.
They're not going to call you on your home phone.
Correct.
I had bid a number of days that I wanted to work on my days off, and I'm like, well, I'm not getting any calls. And it was like, then I turned on my company phone and all these voicemails were on it. So keep your company phone on. All right.
Yep, that's a great point.
Yep.
And then the next section here is this comment section. So just be aware that this comment section is not looked at by the automation. It's only looked at by the humans of the department.
Okay.
And that would be myself or Andrew. So don't put in there like, I don't want line 7, or I only want to work to start July 5th, or something like that, because the automation isn't looking at that. That's more of just like an internal comment for us.
Okay.
So now it comes down to bidding. Again, when you look at the overview page here, the hard lines of flying, as we mentioned, are going to start with the F.
Yep.
The training are going to start with Q, and the reserve are going to start with R. However, when you go to submit your bid, you're only going to enter the numerical properties, just the numbers.
All right.
If you try to enter like F62, it should
kick
tell
it back
you.
with an error.
It'll kick it back for an error.
It won't tell you what the error is, but
right. Exactly. But that's the error.
Okay.
So we see here that you...
Oh, look, there's some numbers that are left over there from last month.
Missing. Yes, this is your bid.
That looks like my knucklehead bid.
This is your bid for July.
So a little story on that. Yeah, so don't get complacent. So, like, I'm 2 years in.
Right. And what was your bid list number?
95?
95,
right?
yes.
And so, and I've been getting, my bid, like, anything, I'll bid 10 and I'll get something in the top 5, right? Mm-hmm. But apparently, and all I wanted was, like, my first 2 weeks off and the last 2 weeks on. And just keep that cadence going. So I just bid my normal 10, 11 lines, whatever matched up with the days off that I wanted. Well, little did I know that everybody wants July 4th off. So I was outbid on every one of my bids, and let me show you what I got. Ta-da! Here's what I got. Not only did I not get what I wanted, but I got a composite reserve line. So, yeah, word to the wise, don't get complacent. Keep on, even when you're pretty senior, get a lot of those bids in there. I'm not disappointed. It's like, that's just the way it is. It looks like I'm going to be coming back to work in 4 days. But,
yes.
Hey, then I got 2 weeks off. I work, 6 days? And then I'm going to bid, well, I'm not going to say what I'm going to bid next time.
I bet I know what you're going to bid.
Right, exactly. So it all evens out in the end. I'm going to get a lot of time off coming up. So,
and I think this is a really good time to make the point of, again, just make sure that you're bidding according to that bid list number, because what the system does is once it gets to you, if there's no, like if you're only bidding 11 lines and those are not available, they went to people senior to you, you now go to the bottom.
Yes.
And it's going to award you anything that's left over, which it looks like line 21 was left over.
I had absolutely no intention of getting this. This is what I got. Now, what happens if you don't get anything?
So there are times where we have too many people bidding and not enough lines. A lot of times that will happen if there are maybe new hire OE students that finish training. It
happened to me a couple times right after OE.
Yep. Or someone cancels their vacation. Those people, if they're, they can bid a line, and then we might not have built enough lines. So if we have overage, that's when those 999 lines are created.
And then how's that remedied?
So that is remedied by I will reach out and we'll work out a reserve line for you. But don't think that those happen every month. They don't. Again, if there's 100 lines and 100 people bidding and you only bid 5 lines, you're gonna get what's left over.
And that's what I like. I really like about this company. If you're coming from a regional, think back on how easy it was to get somebody to pick up a phone or even to respond to an email. Everybody picks up their phone here. If you send an email to anybody in the company, Alicia will respond to it. At least if it's anything about scheduling, and there's a high level of management response here, and that's what I really enjoy about this company. Have we hit all the little nuggets and the doodads and whatever that we wanted to hit before ending this series?
I think the one thing I would say is maybe especially for some of the junior people that might be listening, is we do understand that you might have some special events coming here that you'd already had planned. Always reach out if you need something, even for the senior guys. They know. You can reach out to me, and because of our business model and the fact that we are very flexible with the customers, we really try to be flexible with the pilot group, and if we need to do some day trades and things like that, we can usually get that accomplished. I will say make sure that you bid, though, and obviously reserve lines are easier to swap around than hard lines, but usually we can accomplish what we need to do.
This is like the smallest big airline out there right now. It's still like a family environment, but all right, well, finishing on that kumbaya note, I think we've reached the end of our series here. Alicia, I want to thank you for just allowing me to come up here and picking your brain on this.
Absolutely.
This is great. Outside of that, we're going to wrap it up from here. Alicia, I'll see you here at HQ. Oh, for vacation.
Yes.
I'll see you in September.
Awesome.
All right, okay, sounds good. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.